This week, we're going to talk about something that is extremely important. Your karmic expression is really your entire life. What you came here as a soul to experience, and the body that you live in all have their own agendas. The karma of your life is basically what is running your life, what is controlling it, what is giving you the experiences that you experience and surrounding you with the environment that you experience yourself in. So it's important that you learn these lessons, but the persona that are connected to your vasanas, what your soul brings into you, and your samskaras, what your blood shares with you from your ancestors, from your physical ancestors, all have agendas of their own. The voices that you hear in your head that you think of as being I are not necessarily I. They can be ancestors 100 or 200 years old. And these energies present themselves as I. And there is no investment from their point of view in surrendering control of your life to the silence, to the soul energy that you are ultimately. So it's important to wrangle these energies into control and allow yourself the opportunity to have a safe experience of your soul that is consistent with the intention that you're trying to manifest. And the best way that I know of getting your karma under control is Ho'oponopono. This is an activity that comes to us from Hawaii. We first heard of it by a psychologist or by a therapist that was working with the criminally insane in a hospital in Hawaii. All of the doctors and nurses that work there tended to quit after a certain amount of time because the inmates there were aggressive in their imbalance and in their insanity. So this therapist was called in to try to bring some balance to the environment there. And he said that I will take on the challenge of this environment, but I won't meet with the people directly. What he did was get out the charts of these individuals and did the healing activity that we now know as Ho'oponopono with them. With each individual, with each chart, he would look at and he would use the expression, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And he would repeat that again and again and again until he felt that shift going on within himself from the perspective of the inmate. And he would do that with each chart, with each inmate. And within a couple of years, believe it or not, this hospital facility, which was established for the criminally insane, closed because there were no longer any criminally insane individuals in it. Now, as I was preparing for this talk with you, it occurred to me that in your standard spiritual activity, people that are mentally imbalanced don't do very well. You have to bring to the table a certain amount of mental balance in order to make any changes. But it turns out with this healing activity, Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you, that this brings healing even to the mentally imbalanced. That those around can bring into themselves the opportunity for the healing to be bestowed upon whoever is around them, be it a family member, be it that uncle that is so crazy when it comes to Thanksgiving, or a parent, or a sibling that just drives you crazy. Conditions like not having enough money, not living in the right environment, not being happy in your relationship. All and every one of the circumstances that we come in contact with, that we live with and given as that are given for us. These experiences, these expressions are all mutable and subject to the healing transformation of I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Use this healing technique in everything that you come into contact with that you find that you need balance. If you are looking at the television and you come in contact with a Karen or a Kevin and you want to look askance at this individual, instead of doing that, instead of theming that person who is wrecking their own lives, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. This wonderful, simple incantation can be used in every aspect of your life and can begin to bring into balance all of these little personae that want to bring themselves forward as being you. And whenever these little energies show up in your life, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, can be used to bring in, to embrace, and to still any sound going on in your head that's abrasive, that's challenging, that's lazy, that's resistant to the challenges, to the opportunities that you want to present to your life. There is nothing, absolutely nothing, that will not respond to your simply stopping and doing this incantation, this spell, this loving, graceful expression that greets us in our everyday lives that I've really never heard of until just within the last year or so. Use this healing modality in every situation and circumstance that you might find yourself in, along with what we've talked with you before, along with shifting your attention from your left brain to your right brain activity. As you do that practice this week, and as you do your Ho'oponopono invocations, you will find yourself ready to take the next step to find as you get more power, that you do in fact have more responsibility. You have the capacity to be more response-able. This will be a very powerful and special week for you. And then you can look at going into the direct experience of your own soul when we get together in our next sharing. Thanks.